Everyone, it's Roger here from what's on DisneyPlus.com. A quick news update for you guys on how well Disney Plus is doing. But before we get into any of that, make sure you do hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news. So just ahead of Disney Plus Day, which is taking place on November the 12th, Disney held its quarterly financial results, and this one was for the full year. And we got an update on how well Disney Plus is doing in terms of subscribers, and it has now hit over 118 million subscribers worldwide. Only really adding just over 2 million since the last quarterly results. Now, we had been warned by this by the Disney CEO Bob Chapek earlier this year. He did say that this one's going to be a little bit softer. Now, there were a couple of good reasons for this, I suspect. First off, there was no major new international releases within this quarter, whereas this month we're going to be seeing it launching in South Korea, Taiwan and Hong Kong. And Disney are planning a lot more releases by the fiscal year of 2023. They're planning another 50 countries to be launching in. They're going to be in over 100 plus countries by then. They're really revving up how much money they're spending on local content. They've said that they're making over 340 shows right now in development just for original and local content for Disney Plus. They're really revving up this. They're still on target. They see to get to 230 million subscribers by 2024. And I think just keep launching in all these different countries is definitely going to get there. Obviously, they're going to need to do more. They are going to need some more content. They are investing in more content. They've also said that by next summer, things should start easing up in terms of the content. It will start dropping much more readily. Right now, we're kind of in this situation where a lot of the content we're seeing kind of got delayed because of the pandemic. So that's the problem, was with everything shutting down, this is a knock-on effect. We also had the knock-on effect of all the movies being held back as well, with content not dropping. Though this week we have got quite a bit dropping in, with Hawkeye coming up in a couple of weeks, the Beatles, etc. So things are starting to move in, but it'll be till next year till we get there. Now, it's important to note with Disney that have lost so much sort of momentum is due to lots of things. I do think the content aspect, especially in the United States, they have said that with the lots of library content keeps people engaged, whereas new content pulls people in. And I definitely feel like, they need to do more. They need to be putting more on there. They've kind of been sort of lacking on the amount of library content they putting on there. But also in the US, I do think that's not having sort of more mature shows on there is kind of an issue moving forward. There's a lot of talk from sort of the industry and also from like Wall Street and investors kind of looking to what they can do with Hulu. Hulu's doing pretty well right now. It's pulling in actually a profit. It's got over 43 million subscribers in the United States, and generally that's doing quite well, but it's kind of all going to start coming away when all these licensing contracts start pulling off, and then Disney have kind of got to sort out the whole thing with Comcast. But there's a lot of expectation on the idea that Disney Plus can't really grow in the US any more than just having Marvel and Star Wars content because of this Hulu issue. ESPN Plus is doing really well, pulled in over 17 million subscribers, and they are really going in heavy. All the talk of them selling that off seems to be way off. They are really heavily invested in sport. So generally as a whole, it was a little bit of an iffy one. They did state that they pulled in over 4 million subscribers internationally, and they have previously said that the additional star really helps with the churn rate of keeping people invested. But the thing is, they said they will gain 4 million international, but that means that they only said that they only managed to get 2 million more in. That means they lost 2 million. Now that could be from India with Hotstar with the cricket and stuff, but I also suspect there's been a lot of subscribers, especially in the United States and in Latin America, that have kind of unsubscribed once Loki finished, and they might come back in maybe this month with Hawkeye and stuff. But I do think there was a lot of people that dropped out at that point. It'll be interesting to see with this international rollout how many more sort of big bumps they can get. But at some point, those numbers are going to start slowing down and be a bit more regular once they've launched in most countries. So they've only got a little bit more time for this. Wall Street was very much on them. The stock price wasn't too great because they weren't pulling in exactly what they wanted, which is kind of odd because right now Disney's kind of back. It's making money at the parks. The cruise lines are all back and running again. Cinemas are open. Disney Plus is running. So they are now in full swing compared to a year ago. And just as a whole, really, they are massively up in terms of where they were a year ago. They've added over 68% more subscribers to Disney Plus. I think it's over 44 million subscribers since this time last year. So it's a lot, it just keeps growing, and there's more and more coming into it, and they're expecting Disney Plus to go into And they're expecting Disney Plus to go into profitability by 2023. So things are just really shaping up for Disney Plus. It is going well. It's just kind of hit a few road bumps, which we're going to expect. But nevertheless, let me know what you think of all of this. Go check us out over at whatsondisneyplus.com. Like, follow, and subscribe. And I shall see you guys in another video. Laters. I'd like to thank all of our Patreon and YouTube channel members for their support. You can become a member from as little as $2 a month, and you get access to our weekly Q&A and much more.